What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Stand, where we are here trying to get a mock draft or just a draft in general before the start of the NFL season. Here we are once again, Fantasy Pros Draft Wizard app and website. Highly recommend you guys use this. This will help you get prepared for how your drafts are going to go. Not only can you sync your leagues, you can just mess with all the settings. So I highly recommend using them as you prepare. As always, we are PPR, 12 teams, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 quarterback, tight end, flex, and of course our defensive positions. Going to go ahead and randomize this 3 times. There's 1, 2, and 3. We are from the 11th position, which actually I believe we just did the 11th one not too long ago. Let me go ahead and just hit one more just to see, and we're going to go ahead and just go on the 10th. So we're going to go ahead, get this started, and we'll see you guys at the start of the draft. All right, guys, so we are here at the 10th pick. It's not the best pick. There really is no one here. We essentially like Puka Nacua, who now has a knee injury. Garrett Wilson, of course, with seeing if, of course, the reports of him and Aaron Rodgers kind of going back at it are true. Really here in this 10th spot, there's not another receiver I really like. Of course, Marvin Harrison Jr. could possibly get him with our round 2 pick. So right here, the only value I kind of see is Jahmyr Gibbs. So we'll start this draft off going running back, which coming back leads us with Marvin Harrison and Devontae Adams. I of course love Devontae Adams. I still think he's going to be great this year. Marvin Harrison Jr., exciting young rookie, which now that we have him, can honestly target Kyler Murray later on just to help get that stack. In round 2, I just saw Travis Kelce went. Obviously, his ADP is rising a little bit, or you always have those guys or people who will just choose him so high just to make sure they get on his roster. But we are here in the 3rd pick. Really happy we at least went with Jahmyr Gibbs with that one running back because there really is no one else we like. Rachaad White, will he be the same player from last year with a different offense? We don't know. Kind of looking some other wide receivers. No one really would love George Pickens. Here could probably just go ahead and get our top, essentially, onesie positions if we really wanted to. Kind of looking here, Jalen Waddle, who a lot of people like. Guess what? He's still the wide receiver 2 on that depth chart. Nico Collins, who had a great year last year, but with Stephon Diggs, is he still number 1? Was Tank Dell number 1? We don't know. DJ Moore just got paid, but you also have that rookie quarterback tied to him, and Devontae Smith, who is the wide receiver 2 in that position. Really, the only one there kind of has a little bit upside is Deebo Samuel with the possibility of Ayuk getting traded. Tight end wise, there's still Trey McBride, Mark Andrews. We'll go ahead. I'm just going to get Lamar Jackson. I'm going to choose the best players available, see who falls. Obviously, we could have went Kyler Murray with the stack, but if we're going in this league trying to get league winners, the fact that in round 4, you do have those guys. I would love Zamir White. Obviously, as an RB3 would be great. RB2 would be awesome. Just the running backs here, there's a lot of question marks. Alvin Kamara has the contract, and he's also getting older. Josh Jacobs, last year was a bust. Will he really bounce back beyond the new team? Joe Mixon with that injury where they signed Ken Akers. Kenneth Walker is really the only one that doesn't have somewhat as much question marks tied to him. But Aaron Jones, who a lot of people don't believe, they believe in Ty Chandler. Ramondre Stevenson, who just got paid, but is coming off a bounce back, a rough year. And of course, James Conner, who is the guy, but Trey Benson will eventually take over, which makes Zamir White really the ideal person in this situation, which we are targeting round 5. That is who we are hoping to get. With that said, I'll go ahead just get the stack then with Mark Andrews. We technically could have won a 3rd wide receiver. Nico Collins was there. Could have gave a shot at him. Had we gone Nico Collins, we still have, Trey McBride possibly still available here. Wide receiver-wise, Christian Kirk, who's going to get the PPR. Terry McLaurin, wide receiver 1 there. Tank Dell, who will be exciting with Love as a wide receiver 3. And some great options here to anchor that position. Obviously, we are targeting Keon Coleman right now in the 8th. More than likely, he will be rising. Zamir White is here in the 5th. Not taking a chance, even though it's saying there's a less than 1% chance of him going, because we still get the guy that we want, and it also leaves us open to getting another guy that we want, or seeing who falls to us. Which, had we waited on Lamar Jackson, win another wide receiver there, we wouldn't have to take a chance on Kirk or McLaurin or see what Keenan Allen has still left in the tank. We could have just went Kyler Murray. However, with this being round 6, we already have our quarterback, we already have our tight end. Honestly, just kind of shoring up this position here, knowing we can get Keon Coleman in the 8th. It's like, should I go running backs and tie those up? Oh, wow. Wow. Brain fart, guys. Been sleeping on that position. Guess what? Going Terry McLaurin. He is a wide receiver 1, will be a wide receiver 1. Round 7, Raheem Mostert doesn't make it to us. We miss out on Brian Robinson, which would have been an awesome running back to be able to get. Just looking here, there's Najee Harris, there's Jalen Warren, there's some other guys. Honestly, Jonathan Brooks, another exciting rookie who could definitely provide some value. Man, really bummed on Brian Robinson. Wishing he would have been able to fall there. Obviously, looking at a couple ones. We are in the 7th round. We know Keon Coleman has to go in the 8th, which means we'll have Keon Coleman here in the wide receiver and come in here for the running back. Man, it's really who do you like? Najee Harris, Jalen Warren. It's an Arthur Smith offense. Look at that. 1A, 1B. Tony Pollard, Spears, 1A, 1B. Devin Singletary is really the only one that is a surefire starter. Chase Brown is getting some excitements. Jonathan Brooks. Going to go ahead and take a shot at Jonathan Brooks. Exciting young rookie. We'll start off more than likely on the pub, but we'll come back week 4. They'll tell me it's a slight reach, but that is still a starting running back. Still some other key starting running backs that I love. Trey Benson's still there, 35% gone. We are in round 8. This is where I said you are going to have to take more than likely Keon Coleman, 17% there. There are some other guys. Ladd McConkey, he's dealing with an injury right now, and I'll take Keon Coleman all day. Man, with that, we did lose out on Trey Benson. But that left us Jerome Ford, who is still an RB1. Looking here, Zach Charbonnet, Chuba Hubbard, Jaleel McLaughlin, Rico Dowdle, who is pushing for reps. Wide receiver-wise, Brian Thomas Jr., another exciting rookie. Romeo Doubs, who, of course, is a four-headed monster there, but still could emerge. And then down here, there's some other great rookies we love. Jalen Polk running with the ones, Xavier Leggett dealing with a foot injury, but hoping he bounces back. Gonna look at this team real quick. I don't hate it. I definitely could have couple more pieces beefed up in certain areas, which right here, I'll probably go ahead just choose running back, which is one that would give me value. If I'm looking at my own draft, Chuba Hubbard would be the pick here, purely because we do have Jonathan Brooks and would need someone to fill that week for those first 4 weeks. Rico Dowdle did not land to us. We missed out on him, who at least has a shot at getting it. Oh my goodness. We're in the 11th and Kyler Murray is still there. Based on value alone, you just have to take him. Even Jane Daniels is there, but yeah, steal. What? That's crazy. Gladly pair up my Lamar Jackson with Kyler Murray. Yep. So 3 picks here. We'll go ahead see who can fall left. Like I said, there's some wide receivers that I like that I'm going to take a shot on. There's some rookie wide receivers. Jalen Polk is one of them. Look at that, Xavier Leggett going shortly after. Thought he was going to be able to fall. Guess not. Dontavian Wicks here is someone you definitely can get a shot at. Tight end wise, I mean, just looking at the value, obviously Dalton Schultz to me provides more value over that wide receiver 4 position, and Dontavian Wicks is still there. So we could go him. Rashad Bateman. We do have Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews, so it would just kind of complete that stack. Definitely looking for a wide receiver here, especially with us having 2 running backs, a quarterback, wide receiver, and a tight end. Would just love more wide receiver. What's the news on Dontavian Wicks? Yeah, during his absence, I'd much rather go in the wide receiver 2 rather than the wide receiver 4. So that's one way to go. Obviously, we're not in the best pick. I mean, you got to take the best value that you can, I suppose. But that's us going Jahmyr Gibbs, round 4. We're kind of waiting a little bit on the wide receiver position, taking our champion first, and then just building our roster from there. We're, of course, going to see 75. D, 67, I'll take them Ds. Who we lied on? Whatever draft grade. I'll take Lamar Jackson. I'll take Jahmyr Gibbs. And I'll take Zamir White. Yeah, you're taking a shot. Honestly, yeah, looking at this team, there are 2 wide receivers anchoring it with the veteran Terry McLaurin, which, if you don't have any injuries, will gladly, I want to see what he produces this year. Mark Andrews, who's going to be great. Jonathan Brooks later on in the year. And then, of course, RB1 and Jerome Ford. Chuba Hubbard to anchor Brooks' position. Amazing backup in Kyler Murray that fell to the 11th round. Great rookie in Jalen Polk and Dalton Schultz to anchor that tight end with Rashad Bateman. So I'll take this all day. We got 1C with the 75. Our lowest one, 66 with the 69. We'll take it. And that is the first draft of the day. All right, guys, we are back in this second draft. Actually had to restart it for whatever reason, had trouble with it loading. But as you can see here, we are going to start off with A.J. Brown being the wide receiver first. Kind of looking here, no other running backs we necessarily like. There is Kyron Williams. That is actually someone that we are going to go ahead and take right here. This draft strategy, we are going wide receiver, running back versus our running back, wide receiver strategy from last, just to see who falls, just to see who could possibly be in this position. So looking here, we have our wide receiver, our running back in Kyron Williams. Going to shore up how I would in this position. There are tight ends who will be there in round 4 or 5. Wide receivers that I like. A lot of people not a fan of Mike Evans. I am still a fan of his. Going in this this round 4, Anthony Richardson, a little enticing. Running back, no one necessarily I'm in love with. Tight end wise, could give a shot at Trey McBride, Mark Andrews. Could see if maybe Dalton Kincaid could last one more time. But yet again, in round 5, we are looking for Zamir White. So here, I'm actually going to go Cooper Kupp. The way I am going to build this team, just let Zamir still be there. Zamir's still there. We're going to go ahead and get Zamir White here in the 5th. Obviously, as our RB2. If I'm going heavy wide receiver, I feel comfortable with him being my RB1, but I will gladly take this starting core for this team. As I'm looking, Anthony Richardson still available, tight end wise, Dalton Kincaid there, Evan Ingram. Looking at some wide receivers, Zay Flowers, Terry McLaurin, Tank Dell could be very exciting. Keon Coleman is actually who we are hoping can fall to us. Running back wise, I think there are still going to be some players. So right here, I don't know if I necessarily want to give a shot at a tight end in Dalton Kincaid. Let me see, right it was Dalton Kincaid. I'm actually going to take Raheem Mostert here. I think he just has the explosiveness to be able to get it done again. Jaden Daniels in the 7th. Such a wild card with him. And we still have George Kittle here, who's going to put up some blow up games. We are here in round 7, though. Just kind of looking who it is we need or would put here in this role. I'm going to go ahead just because in round 8 we are targeting Keon Coleman with Trey Benson maybe afterwards. So the fact that we already have 3 running backs, Trey Benson as our 4th, I'll gladly take that. I'll take the value in George Kittle. And it's a reach. So we'll see, of course, how this draft is going to go ahead. Hey, Brian Robinson's still there. Wide receiver-wise, you do have Ladd McConkey, Christian Watson, No one really except for Keon Coleman, who does have that 23% chance. Right here would love Brian Robinson. I think he's going to be great. I know we more than likely will miss out on Keon Coleman should we not take him here. We'll take the reach every single time, and there's still going to be some running backs that we love. Zach Moss obviously goes, but that does leave the exciting Chase Brown, who a lot of people think are going to be great. Jerome Ford, who is the RB1. Gus Edwards, who is the RB1 there. And, of course, Trey Benson, who I believe is just going to be someone special. I'll take that reach again, too. And look at that. I got the guy I wanted. And here in round 10, if I want another strong running back, who I am going to take, and it's either going to be Jerome Ford or Chase Brown, more than likely may take Jerome Ford. I know he for sure is a lock for that RB1 role with the Deontay Foreman injury, with Nick Chubb not coming back till later. Jerome Ford would be my pick. Dak Prescott is actually very interesting as well. Let me see the rankings here. Prescott, yeah, because other than that, it's either shoring up. Wow. All right, so I do have 4 running backs here. I would say the quarterback position more than likely be important. I could rock Brock Purdy, obviously, as QB1, where he's actually going to get the job done. Dak Prescott, of course, could definitely put up just some higher numbers. At least in the amount of times throwing it. You know, obviously in San Fran, they're going to run it a little bit more than in Dallas with CeeDee Lamb. So if I really had to take a chance, man, Chase Brown, Jerome Ford, or Dak Prescott, and see if Brock Purdy will fall, which he more than likely will, and then you just have to kind of get someone else. But I'd much rather in this one, since we are sleeping on the quarterback position, anchor that. They say it's a steal. Finally, I redeem myself, apparently. And just everyone goes. Rico Dowdle still there as another running back we can give a shot on. Wide receiver wise, Jalen Polk still there. Xavier Legette still there. Tight end wise, David Njoku still there. Brock Bowers still there. So obviously you have options to just beef up this team and squad. Running back wise, if I had to get one more running back, maybe it would be Rico Dowdle here. Could have taken Njoku just for the depth piece. He ends up going right after us. Brock Bowers is still there, though, so obviously you can take Bowers and the exciting rookie. I'll go ahead and do that. Maybe I'm redeeming myself with the steals. We'll see. There goes Xavier Legette. And Mitchell, but Polk went too. So missed out on some of those exciting rookies as we got our backup tight end. But the exciting prospect in Brock Bowers, can he be Sam Laporta 2.0? We'll definitely see. Going to come in here and just shore up these 2 positions. Running back wise, we're feeling good. Wide receiver wise, Jalen Polk isn't there. Xavier Legette isn't there. So some of those rookies that we much would rather take a shot on. With us kind of sleeping, I'm going to go ahead and take a backup quarterback in Jared Goff. He has a great schedule. We'll be playing indoors the majority of the season. So I just think he's going to be a great person to get. Here, Brandon Cooks, Thielen, no one really exciting. I guess we have Dak Prescott, so Brandon Cooks kind of makes a little sense just in case anything also happens to CeeDee Lamb with the contract situation. Which leads us to our last 2 picks. We'll go ahead, just get our defense and then our kicker. Harrison Butker just got new contract. So we got the 69 last time. I believe it was 69. Hey, we got the 78 this time. We'll take that. Back to passing. Go from D+ to C+. We're on the up and up. But looking at the squad, obviously we slept on quarterback, so we ended up with Dak Prescott on the lead. This route we did go A.J. Brown and then Kyron Williams. Came back and got some great wide receivers in Mike Evans and Cooper Kupp. Zamir White, obviously in the 5th, with George Kittle kind of falling in value there. Raheem Mostert in the flex with Keon Coleman, some exciting rookies in Keon Coleman and Trey Benson, who are going to be instrumental in their offenses this year. Rico Dowdle has got a chance at taking over the RB1 role over Zeke. Brock Bowers could possibly be Sam Laporta 2.0. Jared Goff's going to be a great backup QB. And Brandon Cooks, just for the upside of maybe he'll get some games in case you have to plug someone in. So this is not necessarily a bad one, 78 plus. Highest here, though, is only 79, 77. With the 63 and 62, Andrew Erickson does not like. So that was that was another draft that we did. Let's go back, see if we can do this. So obviously alternated running back, wide receiver, running back. Let's see how this will look if we go wide receiver, especially in this somewhat area where we don't really have a lot of positive. Man, this is tough. Because athlete value, Garrett Wilson, of course, is just the man. And it's either Marvin Harrison or Devontae Adams. We took Marvin Harrison already. I believe in Devontae Adams. We'll come here. No good running backs fall to round 3. Was hoping there. It's either been Pacheco. Devin Achane actually has been falling there as well. Miss out on Mike Evans, Lamar Jackson, Sam Laporta. All three essentially go before us. Right here in the quarterback position, Patrick Mahomes could be a pick, and then we essentially start off heavy on the passing side. We'll do that. See how this team will look. Wide receiver-wise, either Nico Collins or Cooper Kupp. Right now, just with Cooper Kupp being the one with Puka Nacua injured, he's kind of the one I'm leaning more over Nico Collins. Let me see, because Nico actually was exciting. Divert attention. You know what? We play an ADP. I did like Nico Collins in the past. I'll go ahead and take him there. So we are filling out this position. We do miss out on George Pickens. You see Tank Dell go there. Zamir White still here in the 5th, which that has kind of been the formula, guys. And look at this. This is actually a spot or a draft where we decided to punt the running back position. This is what a team with Zamir White is essentially going to look like. We do know that we are targeting Keon Coleman in the 8th, which means we have 2 picks essentially to help shape out this team. On one of those, we could spend up on tight end, give the PPR monster of Evan Ingram, give a shot or in question marks like Kyle Pitts on if he will bounce back. The blowout games from George Kittle. Wide receiver-wise, like I said, we are targeting Keon Coleman as our wide receiver 4. So just looking here at the running backs that I necessarily like. Honestly, DeAndre Swift does have an opportunity. Not necessarily my favorite. Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, who's it's going to be? Raheem Mostert would be the one here just because of the upside. And it's scary to have Raheem Mostert as your RB2. Purely hoping here one more running back like Brian Robinson would still be there. So even though there's still Kyle Pitts, Jake Ferguson, there's still, like, these tight ends still available will provide you some value during the year. Deontay Johnson could be nice, but I do like the young Xavier Legate there. Brian Robinson Jr. is who I'm going to pick. He is the 1A to the 1B, I believe, in Washington. I think he's going to get those touchdowns. And now we're going to go ahead and fill this team that we have those running backs with the wide receivers that we love. So Keon Coleman, like I said in the 8th, I'll take that reach every single time because I do not want to miss out on him. And gladly see who falls around. And just more question marks. Cortland Sutton, how's he going to be the second year in that offense? Curtis Samuel. Obviously, I believe Keon Coleman's the wide receiver 1 there. They're going to manufacture him touches, but Keon Coleman's still wide receiver 1. Jameson Williams will take the bounce back. Joshua Palmer, Rashid Shaheed dealing with the injury. So right there, We do have 4 wide receivers. As the season goes along, we're going to be picking up more guys along the way. Jake Ferguson, David Njoku, Brock Bowers, all those are in consideration. Running back wise, though, here, just looking to add on to this team. So we have 4 wide receivers. Let me see if I can go running back. So obviously, I'm going to take the running back that I want to in Trey Benson, which is going to leave Gus Edwards, Jerome Ford, that good back that I'm going to shore up my backfield with. And as you can see with the run that just went, that was more than likely the right decision. Tight end wise, that does leave us still open. However, Jake Ferguson's still here, and he's going to be solid. This allows you to get another backup tight end should you feel he won't be as good. Dallas Goedert has his question marks. A lot of people say Pat Freiermuth is going to break out. They've been saying that every year. Dalton Schultz did get that little extension, will be a target for C.J. Stroud. Those 3 right now are really the only ones that I would kind of back up this position with. Running backs, we got everyone who we need. Quarterbacks, we do have Patrick Mahomes, so we honestly don't need to get another one. Tight end wise, see there. Wide receiver wise, though, going to come in and at least get Jalen Polk so I don't miss out on him. Another exciting rookie. Xavier Legette has been going in round 12. That's what it looks like. Missed out on a couple tight ends in Dalton Schultz, but Dallas Goedert, Pat Freiermuth still there. Honestly, I guess one of them would be good. It's either do you want Hurts's guy who may not score a lot of touchdowns or Arthur Smith's guy. You know what? I'll give your Freiermuth a chance. Hey, Troy Franklin actually went before us. That's interesting to know. Teams need one more position. Any quarterbacks available? Hey, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff. Running backs, no. Wide receivers, no, with Legette going. Tight ends, don't need a third tight end. Get Brock Purdy over Jared Goff. Taking value there. Oh, I just saw that Jane Daniels. Missed out on Jane Daniels. Did I really miss out on Jane Daniels? Because you know what, with this being the last draft, guys, you know what I'm going to do? I did not miss out on Jane Daniels. Because he went in the 7th. Because some people like him that much. We're going to get our last 2 picks. This was draft number 3. Love the strategy we were able to... Love the fact that we were able to try different strategies once again. So, obviously with the first one going running back, wide receiver, then going wide receiver, running back, and then here going wide receiver, seeing how that build would look. Obviously, the main targets I am trying to get on each of my teams are Zamir White and Keon Coleman. And right now, if you are drafting, you have to smash Zamir White in the 5th and Keon Coleman right now in the 8th. Their ADPs are still continuing to rise. As we do this, we'll see if right now those would be the final rounds when you will have to target them. And yeah, I just love being able to see how these shape out. So obviously this one's a 76, better than our running back wide receiver build. More 80s in this one, and this is kind of our higher all-around draft. So this is where we went, wide receiver first. Some questionable wide receivers in these wide receiver ones. And Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, even Nico Collins, who I like, still has Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell to contest with. But running back wise, Zamir White, would love him as an RB2. Feel confident if he's your flex RB3, but if I have him as my RB1, I will fight this season in this position. We have the best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in Patrick Mahomes. Raheem Mostert, can he produce somewhat near the production that he did last year? We'll see. And then, of course, Brian Robinson, who I think is just going to be the all-around consistent MVP for this season. On our bench, Keon Coleman, Trey Benson, exciting rookies, once again, going to take over in their positions on their teams. Jerome Ford, who is the running back 1. Jalen Polk, who's running with the ones. Pat Freiermuth, who's going to explode this season. And of course, Brock Purdy just to anchor Patrick Mahomes should anything happen. And if anything, we're playing defense from our squad here. So this is the highest grade that we've had. 76 overall, but 83-80. I'll go ahead take that. Really appreciate you guys following along again. We'll see where we end up drafting tomorrow. Until then, you guys take care, and we will see you again here on the Fantasy Stand. Bye.